The Saudi-backed Live Golf Tour wrapped up its second U.S.-based tournament yesterday at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey. But for all the focus on the tournament that was hosted by a former president obsessed with crowd sizes, there were, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God,
wow.
There's no crowd.
It's kind of sad. It kind of looks like some of the shots on the side
is that
of the
a rehearsal?
during the inauguration.
There was literally nobody in attendance compared to the draw for PGA events. Wow. According to the New York Times, the attendance for yesterday's final round was substantially improved from the meager gatherings that turned out for the first two rounds. Often there had been about only 30 people surrounding the green, but the total number of fans on the grounds Sunday were no more than several thousand. The Wall Street Journal reports the tickets for Saturday's session were available on StubHub for as little as $1.
Jonathan Lemire, $1 for a golf tournament to watch golf pros play.
With Trump there. He's a big draw, isn't he?
With Donald Trump there. Not good, Jonathan. Not good at all.
No, the biggest headline that came from that weekend beyond the sparse crowds was when Phil Mickelson, of course, part of the Live Tour, stepped up to tee off one hole and a heckler shouted, "Do it for the Saudi royal family," which was replayed endlessly on social media, and that spectator was asked to keep it down. But it does seem to reflect a lack of enthusiasm for this project, to be sure, but also perhaps the former president. He is, of course, lent his star power, if you will, to this effort. And it didn't seem to be much in the way of a draw. It comes, though, at a moment also, because I know we're about to talk about whether Fox News may or may not be moving on from President Trump.
Right.
But one noted spectator who was there with Donald Trump watching the Live Golf Tournament, Tucker Carlson.
All right. There you go. Well,
all right. So according to Jeremy's analysis, the network has not interviewed Trump in more than 3 months and has had very little live coverage of his rallies this year. Instead, the network has showcased other Republicans like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And last month, Fox gave live coverage to a speech by former Vice President Mike Pence. Fox only showed clips of Trump's speech from that same day. Sources tell the Times Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox, and his son Lachlan, who is its chief executive, are at odds with Trump over his refusal to accept his loss in the 2020 election. And Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has reportedly expressed concerns to the Murdochs about the potential harm Trump could do to the Republican Party's chances in upcoming elections. But the sources also told the Times Fox's coverage of Trump could increase if he announces he's running for president or if he's indicted. Joe, let me roll back to the part where the Murdochs are at odds with him over the big lie.
Yep.
So they don't want that big lie spread on their network. I mean, that's got to be it. If somebody is lying through their teeth against what is obvious, you wouldn't want your TV network soiled by lies 24/7.
No, and obviously there's litigation. Fox right now is tied up in litigation over some of the lies that were spread by Trump's team on their network, billions of dollars in potential liability. And it all started because of Donald Trump and his lies about the election being stolen, voting machines. And see, that's the thing. They can never outrun the law. They can never outrun the federal courts. These lies, these conspiracy theories, they wither and die under the heat of a federal judge. Mm-hmm. They can never spread their conspiracy theories inside of a courtroom because they know they'll be sanctioned. They know they'll lose. And now you have news networks that are being brought into court because these lies were allowed to be spread on their network. So yeah, they don't want. And I mean, and they're also Fox had what was like a 2 or 3 minute video montage of former Trump supporters saying they didn't want to support Donald Trump anymore. They wanted to support Ron DeSantis. So it was edited. It looked almost like a campaign commercial for Ron DeSantis. I'm sure that makes the guy we're looking at right now, very happy. So, Donnie Deutsch, a couple things. Comment first, if you will, on Trump and the very, very small crowds at the golf tournament this past weekend. And secondly, this break with Fox News. I mean, Murdoch never really liked, from all reporting we ever saw, Murdoch never liked Trump. He always thought Trump was a joke. Went along with it when he was president. But looks like right now they are doing their best to abandon him.
Yeah, in media circles and, kind of in the cognoscente, I mean, it's kind of known that the Murdochs have really, really soured on Trump. And look, if you've had scathing editorials in the Post, you've had in the New York Post, you've had scathing editorials in the Wall Street Journal. So it's kind of on display at this point. And, certainly some of the anchors, Tucker Carlson, some of the primetime anchors still seem to be behind Trump, but the network as a whole is clearly moving away from him. And I think it's indicative of the Republican Party. And his grip is loosening. I mean, the golf tournament is a kind of a little bit of an offbeat example. But if you think a couple of years ago, something that Trump was sponsoring at his golf tournament in Bedminster, and I mean, this would have been a semi-campaign rally. And it was empty. I mean, those pictures are embarrassing, humiliating to Trump. I mean, that is humiliating. And so I think that golf tournament is an example that his grip on the party, he's still got it, but it is loosened dramatically. You see it in many, many different forms. And Fox is probably the most crucial. I think you're going to see it. I think it's going to be amped up. And I think you're going to see them getting behind specifically Ron DeSantis. That's what's going to happen.
Yes. Yeah, maybe even move south. Donnie Deutsch, Adrian Elrod, thank you both very much for being on the show this morning.